My name is Joe. These are just opinions. Welcome to the 25 best songs from 1990. I've gone through and made a playlist on the channel of 149 songs from 1990. That's available in the description below or on this channel. Like, comment, subscribe. I've already ranked the top 25 albums from this year. With the top 25 songs, I'll try not to have two songs from the same artist or from the same album. Most of these songs are, high 4 stars or 5-star songs. Let's get into it, shall we? Number 25 for 1990. I'm going with Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode. Huge track. Is actually covered by a local guy close by me in Nanaimo, Dave Gogo. Dave Gogo's cover is really good. He's got a podcast as well. It's pretty interesting. Check it out. Depeche Mode, Personal Jesus. All-time classic banger from these guys. Depeche Mode originated in England. This song or this album was recorded in Denmark. Number 24. This album ranked very high on my albums of the year list. I'm going with Nick Cave's song, The Weeping Song. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds from Australia. This album was recorded in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. It's Nick Cave's ability to blend poignant storytelling with atmospheric, brooding musical style makes this track one of the standouts from the album The Good Son. Maybe my favorite Nick Cave song, period. Number 23 from Public Enemy. The song is 911's a Joke. The song Flava Flav takes the lead on this song, and it's about a story that happened to Flava Flav when they called 911 and a friend of his died on the way to the hospital, or maybe before the ambulance got there. One of my all-time favorite Flava Flav featured Public Enemy songs is 911's a Joke. Number 22, A Tribe Called Quest, Can I Kick It? Can I Kick It? Yes, you can. Fife, Tip, Ali, Shaheed Muhammad, and Jerobi. A Tribe Called Quest, one of the greatest ever. This is the song that got it going for them. This one and Anita Applebaum, Can I Kick It? My favorite song off the first album. Song number 21 comes from They Might Be Giants. It's Birdhouse in Your Soul. What a great pop track. What a great song. What a great album. John and John are both geniuses. And I don't throw that around lightly. I probably throw it around all the time. Anyways, They Might Be Giants are great. Probably my favorite album from them. So I guess this is probably my favorite song from them as well. Birdhouse in Your Soul. Number 20 comes from the Geto Boys. Hardcore gangster rap. Geto Boys. The song is Mind of a Lunatic, featuring Scarface and Willie D. Bushwick Bill. These guys kind of deal with the darker sides of reality. Mental illness, violence, inner city crime. It's hardcore. Respect to Willie D, Scarface, Bushwick Bill. To me, when I think of gangster rap and I think of like real gangstas spitting the hard truth, I think of Geto Boys. I think of Willie D and Scarface. Not my favorite of their albums, but definitely some really good stuff to come. Song number 19, we're going with Alice in Chains. I'm going with Man in a Box. Lots of obviously great options from Facelift in 1990. Lane Staley and Jerry Cantrell's harmonies on these songs are incredible. Love the acoustic when they did the live at MTV, Alice in Chains. That's one of the better episodes. Man in a Box sounds good live, acoustic on the album. A lot of bands came out afterwards trying to sound like these guys, and some of them made full-on careers out of it, and good on them, because it's a great sound to try and emulate. These guys are full-on originals in my mind. One of the powerhouses from the Seattle scene. Number 18, thrash metal gods, Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. Obviously, Dimebag Darrell absolutely shreds on this thing. It was sort of like, I remember when I was learning how to play guitar, which avenue you're going to go down. You want to try and take on something like Cowboys from Hell. Hell no, I didn't. I got into Pantera later, Far Beyond Driven. Circling back, went to Cowboys from Hell. I loved the heavy metal, especially when I was a kid, especially around this time. I don't listen to too much of it anymore these days, but I've got a hell of a lot of respect for Pantera. Cowboys from Hell. Number 17 comes from Paul Simon, one of his last great songs. I'm going with The Obvious Child. Obvious Child was recorded in Rio de Janeiro. This album was called Rhythm of the Saints. He had Graceland 4 or 5 years earlier, and there's more kind of African beats, African influences. And this one is more of a South American rhythms. It's called Rhythm of the Saints, the album, The Rhythm of the Saints. The Obvious Child, one of my favorite Paul Simon tracks. Big band, big sounds. As far as recordings go, Paul Simon's like one of the greatest ever. Like engineering, producer, obviously a great songwriter. People go through ebbs and flows. I just think that this is kind of like his last great output. I like albums later on. I'm just saying it like as far as great songs go, his final great song. Number 16, 25 best songs from 1990. I'm going with Ween's LMLYP, Let Me Lick Your. Combination of shockadelia, just a funky, super Prince driven Ween track from the early days. There's 10 Ween episodes on his channel. Check those out if you're into Ween. I got it at number 16. Number 15 from 1990, best songs. I'm going with Jane's Addiction, Been Caught Stealing. There's a few other good tracks on that album. I always get confused. I always think Flea is in Jane's Addiction for whatever reason. Is he in Porno for Pyros maybe? Perry Farrell, Dave Navarro, Eric Avery, Stephen Perkins. Jane's Addiction just did a reunion tour and broke up famously on stage. And at the start of the tour, Perry Farrell lost it on Dave Navarro. So anyways, they're done. Really cool stuff. Unique, it's kind of a love 'em or hate 'em kind of thing. Been Caught Stealing was a very cool song from the get-go. Number 14, I'm going with Jellyfish and their song, The Man I Used to Be. Love the production on these Jellyfish albums, the early 90s Jellyfish. Kind of remind me a little bit of Blind Melon. I really like Blind Melon. Same producer as Black Crowes. The Man I Used to Be, favorite song off this album. Number 13, I'm going with Dwight Yoakam. It Only Hurts When I Cry. Super cool, man. This guy's smooth as silk. This is the kind of country that I like. They go, it's like neo-country or whatever, neo-traditional country, Americana. It Only Hurts When I Cry. This album has like 10 songs that I could have picked as my favorite to add to this list. That's the one I picked. It's in the playlist in the description below and on my channel, Joepinionated. Number 12, in my mind, a one-hit wonder, Concrete Blonde. The song is Joey. I mean, this is by far my favorite song of theirs. My name is Joe, Joepinionated. I didn't like being called Joey that much when I was a kid. It sounds like something that maybe The Cure could have done, or Cowboy Junkies, or something like that. Just this infectious hook. I love where the song goes. Joey, honey, I've got the money. All right, number 11 comes from Brand Nubian, a rap supergroup, early 90s. They did a few albums together. They all kind of disbanded, did their own thing. Brand Nubian, I'm going with All For One. I love Brand Nubian, and I love Grand Poobah, and I love Sadat X, and I love Lord Jamar. This one has Pete Rock and DJ Premier as producers. Some songs are a little bit gangsta, and then some songs are total backpack rap and make you think, and they're kind of all over the map. So maybe that's why they didn't stay together. Love the solo outputs from all these guys. I mean, they're all great rappers. I love watching the old videos of these guys too. Brand Nubian, All For One. Number 10, I'm going with Living Color and their track Love Rears Its Ugly Head. This is just kind of a slow burner. They're like heavy metal, funk, fusion. They're still around to this day and they're still killing it, and go check them out live. Corey Glover's vocals are incredibly unique, really powerful. Vernon Reid is an insane guitar player. Muzz Skillins on the bass is awesome, and Will Cahoon on the drums is one of the best drummers in heavy metal rock. Socially conscious lyrics throughout their discography. Number 9 comes from Canadian legends, Blue Rodeo, Till I Am Myself Again. Till I'm myself again. Talked a bit about these guys in the albums countdown. Jim Cuddy, Greg Keeler, Basil Donovan, Cleve Anderson, Bob Wiseman. Album was recorded in California. Roots rock country, Canadiana. Number 8. We're Chasing That Neon Rainbow by Alan Jackson. Chasing That Neon Rainbow comes in 8th best song of 1990. Credit where credit is due. Alan Jackson really coming into his own in 1990. Chasing That Neon Rainbow, instant country classic. Number 7, LL Cool J, one of the godfathers of rap. Huge song in 1990. Mama Said Knock You Out. LL Cool J, this jacked guy, the music video, where he's basically looks like Mike Tyson in there. This is the peak of Mike Tyson's fame. Mama Said Knock You Out. I was a young kid, but nothing cooler than LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out when it came out. Like, Gangsta's Paradise later from Coolio, where everybody just knew the words right away. Definitely a standard, wasn't going anywhere ever. Comes back into the limelight every 5 or 6 years, it seems like. This track was produced by Marley Marl, legend hip-hop producer Marley Marl. LL Cool J goes down as one of the coolest rappers ever, one of the pioneers for sure. Him and Run DMC were basically neck and neck as the two biggest things in rap in the 80s. 1990, LL Cool J has another grand slam with Mama Said Knock You Out. Number 6 comes from In Excess. I'm going with Disappear. In Excess does this sound as sort of pop rock ballad so well, kind of similar to when REM's on point. They can do this too. This one's not as funky as some of their other tracks. Number 6, I'm going with Disappear. Number 5, I'm going with Delight's Groove is in the Heart. So this is a one-hit wonder as well. There's a bunch of people that are, a bunch of people on his track that are famous for other things, i.e. Bootsy Collins, very famous and, part of the whole P-Funk scene. I think he played with James Brown as well. So there's that. Macchio, Parker, Q-Tip. Q-Tip raps on this song. Kieran Kirby is the lady, the lead singer, the redhead. So groovy. This is just a real one-off, I don't know, I'm assuming it sounds so Bootsy, right? That Bootsy came up with the beat, but I'm not sure about that. Number 4, Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places from No Fences. Friends in Low Places is not one of the biggest songs in 1990. I mean, it's one of the biggest country songs of all time. If you're making biggest country songs of all time, I think it fits into the top 5. A lot of that outlaw country and stuff would finish way higher on my list. You got to give it to Garth. The guy had some gem hits in his back pocket. This is one of them. This is maybe the biggest one that he ever had. Friends in Low Places, Garth Brooks, number 4. Number 3, this is a hard one, as I want to get one off of Razor's Edge from AC/DC. Huge album that year. I'm going to go with the simp pick. I'm going to take Thunderstruck. Obviously, many other favorites, and I've done a top 50 AC/DC songs list on this channel. So if you're interested to know where Thunderstruck ranks on that list, it's not actually my number 1 song, and it's not my number 1 song from this album. But if I'm going to make the best from a year, Thunderstruck's got to be on it. Number 2, from a Canadian band from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, the Northern Pikes. I'm going with the track Girl with a Problem. She's a girl with a problem and there ain't no cure. Canadiana as well. More similar kind of to that blue rodeo sound, rock, country, Lyle Lovett sort of thing on some tracks. Some tracks are more rock, some tracks are more country. But Northern Pikes, Girl with a Problem, and great live band too if you ever get a chance. Number 1, I'm going with another Canadian band. For the number 1 song of 1990, I'm going with Spirit of the West, Home for a Rest. John Mann had passed, I think it was John Mann passed away a few years ago. I think he might have had Alzheimer's. He had some sort of progressive memory loss, I believe. If you don't know Home for a Rest by Spirit of the West, it's kind of like it's this maritime, almost like Celtic folk song. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not at my best. I've been gone for a week. I've been drunk since I left. Very popular song. You've probably heard it. Number 1 song from 1990. I'm going with Home for a Rest from Spirit of the West. So remember to like, comment, subscribe. Remember the playlist. I have a playlist of 149 songs on this channel. It's titled 1990 Best Songs Playlist. It's on this channel, Joepinionated, at my friend Joe on YouTube. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell me what songs I missed, or maybe I picked the wrong song from a particular album, or maybe I didn't include your song at all. Pop it below in the comments. I'll continue the conversation there. We'll see you on the next one. Respect to Spirit of the West. We out.